Do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Robert?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Keep them poor.
But you're giving knowledge to the poor.
Yes. That's a very big difference. You see, people say, well, why don't you give the poor money? So the only problem with that is it just creates more poor people. But, unfortunately, the poor, as was in the Bible, the poor will always be amongst us because it starts up here.
Right. It's that fear mentality.
It's in their words, and the words become flesh. Or the favorite one is the rich are greedy. It's the poor that are greedy. If you think about it, because to be rich, you have to give something. I have to produce books and games, and I purchase real estate, I provide housing, provide jobs and all that. That's why I'm rich. But greedy people produce nothing. Oh no, it's the rich that are greedy. But when they say I can't afford it or I can't do that, and I meet so many people, I can't afford it. You think I'm made of money? My PhD dad, he says, what do you think I am, made of money? I can't afford that. And my rich dad would say, that's why he's poor. Poor people say, I can't afford it, I can't do that, I don't have time. Because this is an escape. It's easy to say, I can't afford it. Oh, I'm too tired. Oh, I can't go to the gym. When you could go to the gym. But no, I can't. Truth is, I'm just too lazy to go to the gym.
And your rich dad used to say what instead of, I can't afford it?
How can I afford it? How can I do that? What would it take? Or why should I do that?
These people are selfish. They're always complaining about their problems. They're always focused on their own issues.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Well, the way you get rich, you solve other people's problems.
That's how you create value.
Yeah. Trump and I wrote the book together because we both had rich dads, and we both are advocates for financial education. And a lot of people just hate him because he's rich, or he's obnoxious. He is obnoxious. I'm trying to give it that.
And what did you learn from him as a man before he even became president?
Well, there's no two Donald Trumps. What I mean by that is what you see on TV is what he is. He will not BS you. You know how a lot of politicians have two sides? Trump has one side, and it's the one that's president at that moment.
You and Trump and say the political correctness is killing us.
Yeah. When I was a kid, we teased each other all the time and all that. You can't say anything anymore. You can't tease anybody because they'll sue you. I'm afraid, in my position, I'm never alone with a woman by myself because I can get sued that fast. And I don't fool around at all. I love my wife, been married 33 years. But today, you can get accused of anything, you're guilty. Unfortunately, we're not evolved as human beings. It's horrifying. We're more antagonistic, more antisocial. Social media is antisocial. I don't even get on the thing personally. I'm very controlled at what we say, not like Trump, but because it's so antisocial today. People are so antagonistic. That's the danger part. So the reason I'm speaking on spirituality, we got to evolve. It means meditation, it means yoga, it means praying, it means going to church, whatever it takes. I think my father was making about $20,000 a year. And when I graduated from college, I was making $120,000 a year, 6 times the amount he made. And I was 21 years old. And he goes, how'd you do that? I said, I didn't go to the same school you went to. You've become like one of those rich guys. And I said, just because I have money? And so the people right now who are sitting at home, who are struggling financially or worried about money or unhappy, they may be making a lot of money, but unhappy with what they're doing, it was probably taught to you. Your super ego was taught, get a job, work hard, or you'll never be rich, or the rich are evil, or whatever.
And until you change your mindset,
Correct.
Money won't help you, right?
Correct.
And we see that with people that win the lottery, people that make more money, they still have the same problems.
Right.
Because they have that poor man's soul.
Right. If you're poor, you'll always be poor.
That's really hard for people to understand.
Yeah, the money will disappear that fast. Just like most pro athletes, they make millions of dollars, but 65% are bankrupt 5 years later. It's because they come from poor families. Now you tell them that, they get very angry at you. It's the rich fault. It's you guys ripped me off and government ripped me off. Yeah, but you got to have the basic knowledge of taxes, debt, financial statements, and all that. If you don't want to learn it, I can't help you. So my poor dad never wanted to learn what my rich dad was teaching.
It's hard going to a dinner party because arguments break out.
Fight.
There's fights everywhere. We're fighting with each other. We're fighting with the environment.
Right.
How does this play out, and how do you view that?
One generalized principle is emergence through emergency. So when you look at the word emergency, the base word is emerge. And what Fuller says, the only way humans evolve is via emergency.
Crisis.
A big one's coming. And it's going to be, as we all know, our banks have ripped us off. But the bankers rip off trillions and they get bonused in billions. nobody goes to jail. That's the sickness of our society. So that's why Trump and I write about financial education. It's almost like self-defense. And the average person, the reason they're poor is they haven't failed. They play it so safe. They haven't made any mistakes like they taught in school. That means they don't learn anything. That's why the school system's actually fundamentally corrupt. So what I say to young people is you find your game. So my game financially is business, number one. Second is real estate. And that's why I pay no taxes. That's why Trump pays no taxes. Legally. It is a combination of business and real estate that gives us an unfair advantage over employees because they don't know what to do.